Ladies, today I want to talk to you about a journey. A journey from softness to strength, from doubt to fearlessness. Becoming a fearless woman is not about being unkind, harsh, or unapproachable. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you are and embracing the power that lies within you. There are 5 keys that will unlock this transformation. A fearless woman knows who she is. She understands her worth, her value, and her purpose. She does not let the opinions of others define her. When you embrace your true identity, you no longer hide behind fear or doubt. You stand firm, confident in the knowledge that you were created for a purpose, and nothing can diminish your light. Fear is the enemy of progress. It whispers that you are not enough, that you cannot do it, that the world is too big and too harsh. But courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting in spite of it. Fearless women take steps forward even when their hearts tremble. They choose action over hesitation, boldness over retreat, knowing that the power to overcome lies within them. Your words carry power. What you speak shapes your reality and influences the world around you. A fearless woman does not apologize for her voice. She declares her boundaries, her dreams, and her intentions with clarity. She does not wait for permission to shine. She speaks boldly because her voice matters, and the world needs to hear it. Strength is not built overnight. It is cultivated daily. It grows in the small choices you make, the habits you build, and the resilience you nurture. Discipline in thought, in action, and in spirit allows you to stand unshaken in the storms of life. A fearless woman knows that every disciplined moment is an investment in her power, her purpose, and her freedom. Fearless women do not live for approval or validation. They live to make a difference. Their lives are a testament to the possibilities that unfold when purpose meets passion. Every step they take, every decision they make, carries impact. Impact that inspires, uplifts, and transforms the world around them. True fearlessness is not just about surviving. It is about thriving and empowering others to do the same. So, I invite you today to embrace these 5 keys. Step boldly into your identity, release fear, and walk courageously. Speak with authority, cultivate strength every day. Walk in purpose and leave a lasting impact. The journey from soft to strong is not easy, but it is beautiful. And when you rise into your fearlessness, you will discover a life of power, peace, and limitless possibility. Embracing your true identity is the foundation of becoming a fearless woman. It is the moment when you step away from the masks you wear, the expectations of others, and the pressures that try to define you, and finally see yourself as you truly are. So often women allow their sense of worth to be determined by the opinions of others, by societal standards, or by comparisons to someone else's life. But true strength begins when you recognize that your value does not depend on anyone else's approval. You are uniquely designed, with a purpose that no one else can fulfill, and your identity is not negotiable. It is not something to be borrowed from someone else. It is something to be claimed, nurtured, and celebrated. Embracing your true identity requires courage because it calls for honesty with yourself. It means confronting the parts of you that you may have ignored, denied, or felt ashamed of. It means acknowledging your fears, your weaknesses, and your past mistakes, but refusing to allow them to define you. Instead, you begin to see them as stepping stones that have shaped your strength. You recognize that every challenge you have faced has prepared you for this very moment, and that your experiences, both good and bad, have contributed to the woman you are becoming. When you stop running from yourself, when you stop trying to fit into someone else's mold, you create space for authenticity, confidence, and a deep sense of inner peace. Understanding your identity also means recognizing your unique gifts and talents. You were created with specific strengths, passions, and abilities that no one else possesses. Too often, women undervalue their capabilities, believing that their contribution is too small or insignificant. But when you embrace your identity, you begin to see that even the smallest action done in alignment with your purpose has profound significance. Your voice matters. Your ideas matter, your presence matters. Accepting this truth empowers you to step boldly into your life, unafraid to pursue your dreams and aspirations because you know that you were made for them. Furthermore, embracing your true identity brings freedom from the need to please everyone. When you are grounded in who you are, you no longer feel compelled to conform, to win approval, or to seek validation. You learn to listen to your own heart, to honor your own values, and to make decisions that reflect your inner truth. This freedom is transformative. It allows you to move through life with confidence, grace, and authority. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you, and you begin to occupy the space that was created specifically for your presence. Ultimately, embracing your true identity is not just a personal victory. It is a spiritual and emotional awakening. It reconnects you to the essence of who you are and opens the door to courage, purpose, and fulfillment. The moment you claim your identity, you begin to live with intention, authenticity, and unstoppable confidence. You realize that you are enough, that your voice is powerful, and that your life has meaning far beyond what you may have imagined. This recognition is the first step toward becoming a fearless woman, because a woman who knows herself cannot be shaken by doubt, intimidated by opposition, or held back by fear. She walks boldly, fully aware that embracing her true identity is the key that unlocks everything she was meant to be. Releasing fear and stepping into courage is one of the most transformative steps a woman can take on her journey to becoming fearless. Fear is a natural response. It is something we all feel, and it often comes from the uncertainty of the unknown, the weight of past failures, or the pressure of expectations. Yet, while fear is natural, it is not meant to control or define you. When you allow fear to dictate your choices, it keeps you small, prevents you from embracing your potential, and stops you from stepping fully into the life you were created to live. The key is not to eliminate fear entirely. That is impossible, but to confront it with courage and to move forward in spite of it. Stepping into courage begins with awareness. You must first recognize the areas in your life where fear has a hold over you. Perhaps it is fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of being judged. Whatever form it takes, acknowledging it is the first step toward freedom. Once you identify your fear, you can face it directly. Courage is born not in the absence of fear, but in the decision to act even when fear is present. Every act of bravery, no matter how small, chips away at the power fear has over your life. You may find that courage feels uncomfortable at first, that your heart races, and your mind questions your choices. But it is precisely in these moments that your strength grows. Releasing fear also requires a shift in perspective. Fear often whispers lies that you are not capable, not worthy, or not ready. Courage, on the other hand, invites you to see beyond these lies. It reminds you of your strengths, your past victories, and the potential that lies within you. Courage calls you to trust yourself, to trust the process, and for many, to trust a higher purpose that guides your path. When you shift your focus from what could go wrong to what could be gained, fear loses its grip. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles to avoid. Action is the heart of courage. It is not enough to think bravely or to hope for strength. You must move. Every step taken in faith, every risk embraced, and every challenge faced becomes a declaration that fear will not control you. Courage grows with practice. Each time you confront a fear, you build resilience, confidence, and inner power. You learn that fear is not a stop sign, but a guide pointing you toward areas where growth and transformation await. Over time, stepping into courage becomes a habit, a natural response, and a way of life. Finally, releasing fear and embracing courage opens the door to freedom and empowerment. Fear keeps you confined to comfort zones, but courage sets you free. When you step boldly, you inspire others, create new possibilities, and reclaim the life that fear tried to steal. A fearless woman is not one who never feels fear, but one who chooses courage again and again. She understands that courage is a decision, an action, and a commitment to herself and her purpose. By releasing fear and stepping into courage, she becomes unstoppable, resilient, and fully alive, ready to face every challenge and embrace every opportunity with confidence and grace. Speaking with authority and conviction is a powerful step toward becoming a fearless woman, because your words carry weight far beyond what you may realize. Every word you speak has the potential to shape your reality, influence others, and create momentum in your life. Yet too often, women underestimate the power of their voice, either shrinking back from expressing their thoughts or softening their words to avoid confrontation or criticism. Fear of judgment, self-doubt, and the habit of people-pleasing can silence even the strongest ideas. But a woman who speaks with authority understands that her voice is not just for herself. It is a tool to declare her purpose, set boundaries, and inspire change. Speaking with authority begins with belief. You cannot speak boldly if you do not first believe in what you are saying and who you are. When you are grounded in your identity, when you understand your worth and your purpose, your words naturally carry confidence. Conviction comes from clarity about your values, your goals, and the principles you refuse to compromise. When your heart is aligned with truth and your mind is focused, your speech moves from uncertainty to power. Every word becomes intentional, every statement deliberate, and every declaration a reflection of your inner strength. Authority in speech also requires courage. It is easy to whisper or hesitate when faced with opposition, criticism, or doubt. But speaking boldly means overcoming the fear of how others will respond. It means expressing your needs, sharing your vision, and defending your boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable. Courageous speech is honest, direct, and unwavering. It does not rely on aggression or intimidation, but is rooted in confidence, authenticity, and a deep sense of self-respect. People naturally respond to clarity and certainty. When you speak with conviction, others listen, respect, and follow your lead. Equally important is the alignment of words with action. Speaking with authority is not about empty declarations or false confidence. It is about ensuring that your words reflect your deeds. When your speech matches your actions, credibility and influence grow. People can feel authenticity, and they are drawn to those who lead with both integrity and boldness. A woman who masters this alignment inspires trust, commands respect, and creates an environment where her voice makes a tangible impact. Finally, speaking with authority and conviction empowers not only yourself but others as well. Your words can motivate, encourage, and awaken courage in those who hear them. By declaring your intentions, setting boundaries, and standing firm in your beliefs, you create a ripple effect of empowerment. Fearless women understand that their voice is a gift and a responsibility. It is the tool through which they define their lives, assert their purpose, and shape the world around them. When you speak with authority and conviction, you step fully into your power, leaving no room for doubt, hesitation, or compromise. Your voice becomes your signature of courage, your instrument of influence, and your declaration that you will no longer be silenced, diminished, or overlooked. Cultivating inner strength through discipline is a cornerstone of becoming a fearless woman, because true power is not born from occasional bursts of courage, but from consistent, intentional effort over time. Discipline is what allows a woman to rise above circumstances, to maintain focus when challenges arise, and to build resilience that cannot be shaken by setbacks or criticism. It is the quiet, daily commitment to grow, to learn, and to act in alignment with one's values and purpose, even when it feels difficult or inconvenient. Without discipline, talent, intelligence, or potential can remain dormant. With it, ordinary women transform into extraordinary forces capable of achieving their highest vision. Inner strength begins with self-awareness and intentional choices. A disciplined woman understands that every action, every habit, and every decision contributes to the person she is becoming. She prioritizes what truly matters and refuses to be distracted by fleeting temptations, negative influences, or unproductive patterns. This does not mean perfection, it means commitment. It means showing up for herself daily, even when motivation falters, and taking deliberate steps toward her growth. Strength is cultivated through routines, practices, and habits that reinforce her character, her focus, and her resilience. Over time, these small, consistent actions compound into a formidable inner power. Discipline also builds emotional resilience. Life will always present challenges, disappointments and opposition, and the fearless woman is not immune to struggle. But through disciplined self-care, reflection, and emotional management, she develops the capacity to remain steady, composed, and focused in the face of adversity. She does not allow emotions to dictate her decisions or weaken her resolve. Instead, she trains herself to respond with wisdom, patience, and courage. Emotional discipline provides a foundation of stability that enables her to navigate storms without being overwhelmed or derailed. Another aspect of cultivating inner strength is intellectual and spiritual discipline. Fearless women commit to learning, growing, and expanding their understanding of the world and themselves. They seek knowledge, wisdom, and insight, knowing that the mind and spirit are as crucial to strength as physical ability. They cultivate habits of reflection, prayer, study, and intentional thought, creating a framework in which their decisions, actions, and words are grounded in purpose and clarity. This disciplined growth ensures that their strength is not superficial or fleeting but enduring, adaptable, and rooted in truth. Finally, discipline empowers action and consistency. A fearless woman knows that strength without application is meaningless. Discipline allows her to act with precision, to follow through on commitments, and to maintain momentum even when the outcome is uncertain. It transforms intention into results, vision into reality, and potential into achievement. Through discipline, fear is diminished, confidence is reinforced, and inner strength becomes a living, active force. In embracing disciplined growth, she discovers that true fearlessness is not merely a moment of bravery, but a lifestyle, a practice, and a commitment to rise stronger every day. She becomes unstoppable not because life is easy, but because she has mastered the power within herself to endure, persist, and thrive. Walking in purpose and impact is the final, transformative step in becoming a fearless woman, because true courage is not only measured by personal strength, but by the ability to influence the world around you positively. Purpose is the compass that guides your decisions, shapes your actions, and gives meaning to every step you take. A woman who walks in purpose does not drift through life, reacting to circumstances or the expectations of others. She moves intentionally, fully aware of the unique role she is called to play. Her life is not defined by happenstance, but by a deliberate alignment with her values, her vision, and her calling. Purpose gives her courage, direction, and clarity, and it ensures that every choice contributes to the greater good she seeks to create. Walking in purpose requires clarity of vision. You must know what matters to you, what ignites your passion, and what legacy you wish to leave behind. This vision becomes the lens through which you evaluate opportunities, challenges, and relationships. A fearless woman does not chase approval, trends, or temporary gains. She focuses on what aligns with her purpose and amplifies her impact. When your life is anchored in purpose, fear loses its power because your actions are no longer about avoiding failure or criticism. They are about fulfilling the calling that only you can answer. Each step becomes deliberate, and every effort carries significance beyond the immediate moment. Impact is the natural result of walking in purpose. A woman who lives intentionally influences those around her, whether through her words, her deeds, or her presence. Her actions inspire others to rise. Her courage motivates them to confront their own fears, and her dedication models the power of living authentically. Walking in impact does not mean seeking recognition or praise. It means making choices that bring value, encouragement, and transformation to others. Your life becomes a ripple effect of influence, shaping communities, empowering individuals, and leaving a lasting legacy. Fearless women understand that true fulfillment comes not from self-centered pursuits, but from meaningful contributions that uplift and empower those around them. Walking in purpose also demands resilience. Life will test your commitment, present obstacles, and challenge your resolve, but a woman anchored in purpose does not waver. She sees setbacks as lessons, challenges as opportunities, and resistance as a measure of her determination. Her focus remains unwavering because she is driven by something far greater than immediate comfort or temporary approval. Every decision, every sacrifice, and every moment of persistence reinforces her path and solidifies her impact. Through resilience, she demonstrates that living with purpose is not only about reaching goals, but about embodying courage, integrity, and strength in every circumstance. Ultimately, walking in purpose and impact transforms a woman from ordinary to extraordinary. It allows her to live fully, fearlessly, and intentionally, creating a life of meaning that leaves an indelible mark on the world. Her journey from soft to strong is complete when she recognizes that fearlessness is not just about personal power, it is about using that power to inspire, serve, and uplift others. She understands that the most courageous act is to live authentically, act intentionally, and embrace the responsibility of making a difference. By walking in purpose and impact, she becomes a beacon of hope, a source of inspiration, and a testament to the limitless potential that arises when a woman claims her identity, releases fear, speaks boldly, cultivates inner strength, and steps fully into the life she was meant to lead. As we reach the end of this journey together, remember this: fearlessness is not the absence of fear, but the presence of courage, purpose, and conviction. A fearless woman is not shaped by circumstances, opinion, or doubt. She is shaped by her identity, her choices, and the courage to rise above every limitation. When you embrace who you truly are, release fear, speak boldly, cultivate strength, and walk with purpose, you step into a life of power, influence, and lasting impact. Never underestimate the force you carry within you. Every act of courage, every word spoken with conviction, every step taken in alignment with your purpose creates ripples far beyond what you can see. You are not here merely to exist, you are here to shine, to lead, and to transform. Let your life be a testament to what it means to move from soft to strong, to rise fearlessly, and to leave a legacy that inspires generations. Stand tall, speak boldly, and walk in the fullness of your purpose, because the world is waiting for the fearless woman you were created to be. Your fearlessness is your gift, your strength, and your calling. Claim it today and watch how your life and the lives around you will never be the same.